We saw in an earlier video that there's a variety of ways that you can view your contacts. So for example, I've clicked on the contacts folder in my folders pane on the left hand side of my screen, and this does assume that you've got the folders option chosen, which will appear blue if you have. Now, having clicked on the contacts folder, on the home tab in the current view group, we looked at earlier the fact that there are a variety of views in here. For example, there's business card, there's people, and I could even switch to a view called list. So you can view your contacts in a variety of ways, but there's more options under the view tab in the ribbon. So for example, when I look at this list here, it seems to have grouped them by company. And I can click on company to ensure that these are grouped by company. And further down, you'll see that some of them are in various company groups. Here's Software Solutions with 2 people in that group. I could group them by location, which would put them in a group called New Zealand and in a group where there's been no location specified. So you can group by these options here. You can also choose, if you hit the More button, to not show them in groups, so I can take that group off. You can also sort your contacts by clicking a column heading, like full name or region and country and region, and you can sort in ascending or descending order. And I'll go back to full name in ascending order. You can also add columns and remove columns using this button here. For example, I might decide that I don't want to see job title, so I'll click on the column job title and I'll remove it, and OK, and so it's disappeared. I could just as easily drag a column down and remove it, like company, and it's disappeared. So you can add and remove columns, you can sort columns, you can also group columns. Now you may want to reset the view if you've mucked around a little bit. So there's a button to reset the view, and it'll go back to its original setting. So we can go yes, and we're back to seeing people grouped by company name. Now if you don't want to group and you really do want to change the settings, you can go into view settings here. And this is where the columns can be controlled. This is where the grouping can be altered. It's also where any sorting, filtering can be done as well. So I might decide I don't want to group by company, so I'll actually clear all. And OK, and OK, and the grouping by company will have disappeared. You can also change views in this area here to any of the views listed. So it's quite important to be able to control what you view in a contacts folder, or any folder for that matter. Now let's go back to looking at a contact. I'm just going to open up this contact, which is me. When you're viewing a contact, we tend to see the general details, but I want you to also know that there are also details. If I click on the details button here, I can keep information like department, manager's name, office, assistant's name, their profession, their nickname, their spouse's name, and even their birthday or anniversary. So you can move between general and details and keep a lot of information about a particular contact. Now also when I go into general, you'll see here that a picture of that contact appears. If you wish, you can double click that particular picture and you can set it to whatever you want it to be. So for example, I might decide just to put the Software Solutions logo. And now the logo appears on my business card. If I double click again, I can put it to any picture I'd like to show. So I might go for a darker version of the logo. And there it is there. So a picture can easily be added to a contact simply by double clicking. You can also attach files to a particular person. So it might be their job description, or it might be their resume, or it might be a performance appraisal, and it might be a number of files that you actually want to add to this particular contact. To insert an attachment or to insert a file, one way you could do it is simply go to the Insert tab here and attach file. I can see a number of files I've recently been working with here, but I can browse this PC and attach as many files as I like to this particular contact. And you can see I've attached a PDF file here, which is called Credentials. You can also attach any Outlook items by clicking this button here. So if there are any items in Outlook, then you can also attach them to this particular contact, you can put them in as an attachment, or you can actually insert as text. The other things you can do besides attaching files and items is you can also control the look of this business card. The business card appears as you create and start to fill things in. And if you go to Insert Business Card, you can actually insert other people's business cards and associate them with this person, or you could go to Contact and you can actually control the look of this business card using this button here. If I click this button, I will add or edit details concerning that business card there. So for example, the image that appears is on the left because of this layout option here, but I could change it to the image being in the bottom. And so you can see there's a change to the business card. Or I could change it to the top right. And there it is there. I can increase the image percentage and even the alignment. And I can control what information appears on this particular business card and in what font and what font size. So I might choose that I want the job title to actually appear a little bigger. And as I do it, look at the business card, and I could even change the color. And you'll see the changes taking effect and make it bold. There it is there. Click on the company, perhaps change the color of that. Make it bold, make it bigger. So you can completely customize the business card, and it might be your business card, your contact card that you share with others and you want it to look a certain way. And you can remove things and you can add things and move things up and down. I'm just going to cancel. But you can also control the look of the business card. The other thing that you can do is if they do have an address listed in here, you can use the Map It button to actually go off to the internet, and I'll just bring this into view, and to get it to physically map where that person actually lives. And here it is here. And if necessary, you could seek directions as to how to get to that particular address from a particular location. That's useful when you need to know what time you need to hit the road in order to get there on time if you're going to visit them, or it's also necessary for me for knowing the travel charge, how many kilometres are involved to get to that particular client, and that's how much I'll invoice. And I'll just hit the X to close out of there. But Map It's a useful option as well.